Imagine a world where your beliefs could cost you everything, a simple prayer, an act of rebellion. Early Christians in the Roman Empire lived with constant fear, gathering in secret, sharing bread and wine in hidden rooms. Their faith was a quiet act of courage, a whisper against the roar of an empire demanding total loyalty. Fathers taught the Gospels, mothers prayed for safety, knowing their faith made them outlaws. Ordinary people, merchants, soldiers, slaves, were set apart by their belief in one God. Rome, unable to understand them, often tried to crush them. The risk was immense, but hope outweighed fear. Persecution came in waves, sometimes peace, sometimes terror. Accused of atheism and treason, Christians faced brutal choices: sacrifice to Roman gods or suffer the consequences. Neighbors betrayed neighbors, every day tested their faith. They clung to the promise of an eternal kingdom, seeing suffering as a way to follow Christ. Their conviction was a quiet revolution, baffling their persecutors. They believed love was stronger than power, and light would overcome darkness. This hope, held by countless individuals, was a revolution waiting for its moment. A moment that would change history forever. The story of these early Christians is not one of grand defiance, but of everyday bravery. Their whispers of faith would one day echo across the world. Why did Rome fear Christians? Because Roman society was built on shared rituals and loyalty to the gods. Honoring Jupiter, Mars, and Juno was a civic duty, believed to ensure the empire's prosperity. Christians refused to participate, declaring all other gods false. To Romans, this was dangerous disrespect, risking the gods' anger and the empire's safety. Christians were seen as atheists, undermining the foundation of Roman life. The emperor was a divine figure. Refusing to honor him was treason. Christians' refusal to worship Caesar was a direct challenge to imperial authority. Their close-knit communities, caring for their own poor and orphans, aroused suspicion. Secret meetings led to rumors, cannibalism, strange rituals. This combination of perceived atheism, treason, and secrecy made Christians a target. They were seen as a threat to the unity and stability of Rome. The empire viewed them as a cancer within its body, not just a strange cult. Fear and mistrust grew, fueling cycles of persecution. The Christians' very existence challenged what it meant to be Roman. Their faith was seen as a threat to the heart of the empire. Fear of Christianity often erupted into violence. The first major persecution came under Nero, who blamed Christians for Rome's Great Fire. Horrific executions followed: crucifixions, wild beasts, human torches. Christians were officially marked as criminals. For 2 centuries, persecutions were sporadic, but in 250 AD, Emperor Decius demanded public sacrifices to the Roman gods. Those who refused faced torture or death. Those who complied received certificates. This empire-wide persecution forced Christians to choose faith or life. Some stood firm and became martyrs. Others lapsed, creating deep divisions within the church. The question of forgiveness for the lapsee threatened to tear the community apart. The Great Persecution under Diocletian was the darkest hour. Churches destroyed, scriptures burned, clergy arrested. For nearly a decade, the state tried to eradicate Christianity. Yet, the faith endured, even as hope seemed lost. The church was forced to confront faith, failure, and forgiveness on a massive scale. Persecution shaped the church's identity, forging resilience. The darkest hour set the stage for a dramatic transformation. The whispers of faith refused to be silenced. A new era was about to dawn. As persecution reached its peak, the empire fractured. Constantine, a general and son of a high officer, marched toward Rome in 312 AD to face his rival. On the eve of battle, he saw a cross of light in the sky with the words, "In this sign, you will conquer." That night he dreamed Christ told him to use this sign as his standard. Constantine ordered his soldiers to paint the Chi-Rho on their shields, a bold move for a mostly pagan army. The next day, Constantine's forces won a stunning victory at the Milvian Bridge. He entered Rome as ruler of the West, convinced the Christian God had granted him victory. This was not a full conversion, but a powerful shift in allegiance. The man who controlled Rome now owed his triumph to the Christian God. The era of persecution was ending. Constantine's vision changed the fate of Christianity. The faith of the persecuted was now tied to the destiny of the empire. The dawn had broken after the darkest night. Christianity was about to step into the light. The world would never be the same. With power secured, Constantine and Licinius issued the Edict of Milan in 313 AD. It didn't make Christianity the official religion, but declared religious tolerance for all. Christians were now free to worship without fear. Confiscated property was returned, and the state compensated current owners. The age of hiding was over. Faith could be proclaimed openly. Churches rose in city centers, clergy became respected, and scriptures could be copied freely. The simple act of worship was now a protected right. Fear lifted, and relief swept through Christian communities. This freedom brought new opportunities. Christians could serve in public life without compromise. The edict redrew the map of Roman society, allowing Christianity to flourish. Problems remained, but the foundation for growth was set. The faith that survived in whispers now shaped the empire's future. The Edict of Milan was a turning point in history. Christianity moved from the shadows to the heart of Roman life. The world watched as a persecuted faith became a force for change. A new era had begun. For Christian families, the change was profound. Fathers could teach their children to pray without fear. Mothers could attend church openly. The secret signs and codes were no longer needed. Elders who remembered persecution now watched their grandchildren play in peace. Stories of martyrs became tales of heroic faith, not warnings. The church, once underground, could now organize and build institutions, hospitals, homes for the poor, systems of charity. Bishops became public leaders, shaping doctrine and society. Yet, peace brought new challenges: how to forgive former persecutors and how to handle those who had renounced their faith. Some embraced forgiveness, others struggled with old wounds. Divisions arose, like the Dantas controversy, over the validity of clergy who had lapsed. The end of persecution didn't end all problems, it simply changed them. The church now faced the challenge of unity and healing. A new chapter of faith had begun. Constantine's journey of faith was complex. He blended old beliefs with new, using sun god imagery even as he protected Christianity. He presided over the Council of Nicaea, seeking unity in the church and empire. Constantine delayed baptism until his deathbed, reflecting early Christian beliefs about sin and grace. With imperial favor, Christianity gained wealth and power. Ambitious converts joined for advantage, worrying longtime believers. The church, once purified by suffering, now faced the threat of corruption from within. A new spiritual hero emerged, the monk, retreating to the desert for purity. Monasticism was a response to the church's new status and challenges. The faith that survived persecution now had to survive prosperity. The church's greatest test was no longer from outside, but from within. The era of martyrs gave way to the era of monks. The struggle for authentic faith continued. The end of persecution set Christianity on a path to reshape the Roman world. What began on the margins moved to the center of power and culture. By the end of the 4th century, Christianity became the official state religion. Pagan temples closed. Christian ethics influenced law and society. Sunday became a day of rest. Art and architecture reflected the new faith. The church became a stabilizing force as the Western Empire crumbled. Bishops led cities. Monasteries preserved knowledge through the Dark Ages. Christianity carried Rome's legacy into medieval Europe. The story is one of belief, survival, and transformation. A persecuted movement changed the most powerful empire in history. It's a testament to conviction, and a warning about the responsibilities of power. The journey from catacombs to throne is a lesson in humility and grace. The freedoms once desperately sought must always be protected.